Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Alright, gimana kabar kalian semua? Semoga baik-baik aja ya. Oke, kita lanjutin lagi perjalanan kita di LA Noire.
Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your temper. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out.
Ini kayaknya kasusnya pembunuhan lagi nih, pembunuhan lagi.
The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out
Kena
to the railroad.
telanjang lagi.
We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a
Moga-moga kali ini jangan ditelanjangin lagi ya. Kasihan
Right,
anjir.
Skipper.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
Another body. And Deirdre Muller's ring.
Oke, investigate rail yard crime scene, investigate globe loan and jewelry palm rings. Oke, langsung aja kita investigasi rel kereta apinya, tempat kejadian pembunuhan itu terjadi, alias TKP pawnbroker. Tapi sebelum ke TKP pembunuhan, kita mesti ke globe loan, pinjaman globe dan perhiasan, sumber of evidence. Oke. Langsung aja ya. Tapi kita pakainya yang ini aja cuy, biar lebih enak kan.
You can drive.
Oke, partner kita masih giveaway kan? Alright.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper.
Kenapa gue pakai mobil itu?
Witnesses
Soalnya
have fingered
mobil
the
itu
wrong
kan
guy
mobil,
before.
He ran for
ya
God's sake.
apa?
And he
Mobil
always
patroli.
maintained he was set up.
Jadi ada suara sirene polisinya gitu cuy. Kalau nanti ada penjahat di tengah jalan langsung kan, gitu. Pawnbroker. Alright.
How can I help you boys?
Mana orangnya? Oh dia.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
Mana cincinnya? Oke, ini ada 2 cincin.
Does this mark mean anything?
22K.
Gives you an idea of the quality.
Hallmark gives you an idea the quality. Terus yang satunya lagi.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark.
Tanda apaan?
Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry.
Hartfield's
down on
Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip.
Oke.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build, dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
Oke. Kita udah dapat informasi tentang cincinnya. Langsung aja kita ke TKP. Let's go. Location. Nah, kita ke rail yardnya ya. Woi galoi,
You know the way. You can drive.
lu bawa anjing.
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Herb is having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. If the Dahlia letters are genuine, the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Mullen.
And how do we prove that? No. Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity. You boys ready? Follow me.
We should keep this development with the rings under our hat.
Oke.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it.
Oh, ini dia nih baru TKP-nya. Waduh, agak kebuka ya roknya ya.
Yeah, I look
God
after all the
damn.
rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy,
Anjing main
Jameson,
negro-negro aja lu.
Jameson
Rasis
found
amat
body.
anjing.
something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Oke. Langsung aja kita investigasi.
Hey, can you give me a hand? I got a hard
Detective
case.
Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
Oke, makasih Bang atas infonya. Nah, ini siapa nih?
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
Oh, ini pekerja juga kali ya.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
John
I need you to
Ferdinand
answer some questions,
Jameson.
John.
If you don't mind, I prefer
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her.
Anjing.
It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no law
Main
against it.
ditampol-tampol aja.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand.
Apaan tuh?
Classic Carmine.
Classic crime cartels, classic. Oh, ini apa? Ujung dari si lipstiknya udah nggak apa namanya? Nggak lancip gitu ya. Biasanya kalau masih utuh baru ya kan, itu biasanya kan lancip tuh di ujungnya. Tapi ini kayak udah dipakai buat nulis gitu, kayak diteken aja. Dipikir dia spidol kali.
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No.
Nggak mungkin lah
I
itu
found
beli
it near
dia.
her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him.
Galak banget sih Rusty. Slow lah, slow. Discovery of victim body.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Ayolah, gue
Why didn't you
gertak dulu
report
lah.
the body,
Kasih gue
Jameson? Do
informasi
you know how
anjing.
this is gonna look to a jury?
Gue gertak dulu.
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
Santai dong. Udah mau digebuk aja anjing.
You went through her purse?
Wasn't like she needed it. Took a look.
Oke, terus
Take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick
Lu
and
bawa
her
kabur
matchbook
uangnya
over
nggak?
on the mat. Not much else.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine.
mampus lu.
Get
Anjing
this sack of
ditampol.
shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
Oke.
What are you thinking, Ray?
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
Ini banda-bandanya nih ya. Ini coba kita cek dulu kertas di sini.
This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
Di liquor store, Evelyn Summers. 2 large suitcase, small suitcase, bedroll, pillow, plain beds. The fuck? Daftar belanjaan anjing. Coba tasnya isinya apa? Buka. Dear Evelyn, I hope that this letter finds you in better way than when we last wanted. Apparent bitter ones exchange you had taken too much. Kertasnya ada yang kepotong nih. Masih ada sisanya cuy. Satu lagi apa nih? The Keystone Film Company.
That's going to be difficult, Cole.
Evelyn Summers.
Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Itu tiket apa ya anjing? Nonton film gitu, bioskop gitu cuy. Ini apa nih? Apa nih? Message bar corner. Oh, alamat bar ya. Alright. Terus apa lagi nih? Ini apa nih?
Doesn't tell me anything.
Ah, kotak rokok doang aja, sampah.
Want to leave me alone so I can get some work done? Go play in front of the trains.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma
Kenapa
to
setiap
the
kejadian
temple, nose, and eye
pembunuhan,
regions. Ligature
ya kan,
marks point to the
kalau nggak
probable cause of death
ditelanjangin
being
terus
strangulation.
mukanya, badannya, pokoknya anggota
Her temperature
tubuhnya
after
tuh
midnight would be my
digambarnya
guess.
pakai lipstick gitu, kayak buat tujuannya tuh buat apa gitu, buat ninggalin jejak gitu, buat ngasih sign gitu atau tanda gitu ke polisi apa gimana? Oke, di sini ada bercak darah.
Blood splatter on the carriage. She must have been struck while standing up.
Apa dia ketabrak gitu ya? Ketabrak kereta gitu pas lewat ya. Tapi kalau ketabrak kereta kayaknya nggak mungkin sih. Bercak darahnya jeger gitu kan. Terus darahnya tuh kayak apa namanya? Kayak keseret-seret gitu loh kalau dalam keadaan jalan. Tapi kan ini bercak darahnya tuh kayak dijedotin gitu loh, kayak dijedotin pas keretanya lagi berhenti. Dan langsung aja lihat mayatnya. Oke, nggak ada tanda-tanda luka ya. Terus mukanya anjing nih parah sih.
Smell? Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell.
Unusual vacation
But it
smell,
appears
but
she's been living rough
it
for quite some
appears she's been living
Very strong
very strong smell of alcohol.
The autopsy will tell,
The
but
autopsy
I would
will
assume
tell,
that she
but
was
I
inebriated.
assume. Iya nih, ini bener-bener kebentur keras ini palanya nih, sampai apa namanya, sampai kayak matanya gitu cuy. Set parah sih nih, sampai bengep gitu anjing. Oke, telapak tangan bersih. Nah ini dia nih, cincin yang hilang. Ada satu objek yang hilang dari si korban.
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Udahlah. Oke. Coba kita cek alamatnya. Kita telepon dulu.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective? detective.
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard if possible.
Oh, liquor
Just
store
a moment,
ya.
detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks for your help.
Oke, kita dapat petunjuk lagi. Sekarang kita ke nih, Levine's Liquor Store. Liquor store tuh kayak tempat apa ya? Buat beli minum-minuman keras gitulah. Alkoholik.
Can you drive to this one?
Galaway. Bawa Galaway. Levine's Liquor Store. Alright. Oke, di sini kita cari tahu jenis minuman apa yang diminum sama tuh cewek, belinya jam berapa. Terus gerak-gerik dari si cewek itu pas beli minuman itu gimana, mencurigakan apa enggak. Apa dalam keadaan sedih, apalagi keadaan marah, ya kan? Atau mungkin si penjual minuman ini tuh ada daya ketertarikan sama si korban, terus akhirnya dia ada hasrat-hasrat ingin beraksi. Jiwa-jiwa kriminalnya tuh muncul gitu. Lu mau bawa gua kemana sih?
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
Oh. Ini buka apa?
Evelyn was reading
Aristo. Metafisik. Anjing. Metafisik. Coba buka.
And she was borrowing books from
Grosvenor
Grosvenor
McCaffrey. Oke. Ini Bowling's Bow.
Rawlings Bowling.
Oh, Rawlings Bowling. Oh.
Rawlings. I know that.
Doi suka ini cuy, main bowling. Investigated Rawlings Bowling. Ale.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago.
Kingston Films.
She worked in legal copyrights for music.
She worked in legal copyright musik. Oh, gitu. Iya. Ini apa nih?
I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't had
Evelyn
a job
Summers.
for quite some time before she was killed.
Oke, kita udah dapat beberapa petunjuk. Kita tanya-tanya nih siapa nih, Mei? Robbins. Contact with
We're
victim.
trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Oke, terus?
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it, but she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Oke. Relationship with victim.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
Oke, terus?
We got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her staying here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. To be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
Knowledge of McCaffrey.
Do you know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
Lu bener, jawab gak?
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She
Jawab.
idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society.
Gitu kek dari
Could see
tadi.
how it would appeal to down and outs like
Jawab. Nggak tahu
Thanks for your help,
aja.
Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to
Oke,
reach the next
kita
of kin.
dapat
Thanks.
informasi lagi
Get the guy, huh?
dari mulai dari hobinya sama pekerjaannya si siapa nih, Evelyn. Terus sama informasi secara langsung nih dari si bapak-bapak ini. Alright, kita langsung ke tempat selanjutnya. Kita ya ke Mensis apa sih penyebutannya, pronounce-nya tuh gimana sih? Mensis bar lah, pokoknya itulah ya. Drive.
You drive.
Driver.
Please go over the case notes.
Galaway. Si sopir.
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers, what is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
Jadi Evelyn sering banget mampir ke sini buat biasalah minum-minum.
Who did she drink with?
Yeah, a bunch of these
Walaupun
guys.
dalam keadaan nggak punya duit, dia tetap kesini gitu, mampir minum-minum.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Criminal history.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
Jadi lu punya catatan kriminal lo ya.
You want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
Jangan bohong. Lalu bohong nih.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You looked down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her.
You look
have some
down your
idea of
nose
what
at
happened.
Evelyn, but you know. But you
I
knew.
hope you're holding aces. I'm telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
Nih, mana tuh bukunya? Ah,
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it, as if she could even comprehend any of it. I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag. He's your man.
Oke, gitu
Thank you for
dong.
the information,
Kasih gua
Mr.
clue, petunjuk, alamat, apalah itu pokoknya.
You a friend of Evelyn Summers?
Who's asking?
Very cute. You know who's asking.
I know my rights.
You don't have any. Answer the question.
Evelyn mooches for drinks. I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper.
Oke, kita udah investigasi bartendernya. Sekarang kita ke Rawlings Bowling Alley, Commercial Bowling Lanes. Alright, bawa cuy. Hey, galau
You're behind the wheel.
bawa coy.
Car 11K, King, Car 11K, King,
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central. Go to.
11 King, en route.
Kok
Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
disuruh kapten siapa tadi? Lupa gue. Disuruh balik dulu ke kantor.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you made it if you got that death.
The captain is downstairs with Ray Pink.
Downstairs
and
with
Carruthers.
Rinker. Oke. Let's go. Galaway. Harus ada pemberundingan lagi, berunding lagi. Yo,
What's this about, Captain?
Cap.
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick, but she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And follow up on Evelyn Summers. I want daily reports.
We got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
A nice thing about ego trips, they don't talk about other people.
Oke. Lagi enak-enak investigasi. Dipanggil komandan.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street,
Kita cari
between
tahu nih
Ord
Grosvenor
and Alpine.
McCaffrey ini.
Thanks, man.
Sokap gitu sebenarnya. Dia itu siapa? Oke. Wah, ini kasusnya panjang. Coba kita cek, kita ke Rawlings Bowling Alley dulu ya. Tadi kita kan mau ke sana dulu kan.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What you got to do with it?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
Oke, ini tempat bowlingnya nih ya.
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
Aduh,
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James Tiernan. He's a pin setter. One day he introduced me to a lady after work. It stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
Oke.
That's the latest thing.
Tiernan!
Ini dia nih.
LAPD!
Dih, kok dia lari anjing? Kejar sama gua mah. LAPD. Mau kabur lu.
There!
Kejar sama gua.
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel hero.
Mampus lu anjing.
You gotta get me closer! Another runner. At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to land.
Your theories are not airtight by any means.
Hit him, Cole! Spin him out! I'll try to shoot out his tire. Wish me luck.
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for breakfast and dinner.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
Merusakin properti banyak nih si anjing.
That's the end of that.
Mampus lu.
It's about fucking time.
LAPD.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Put your hands. Put your hands up. Mau coba-coba kabur dia dari Cole Phelps. Si anjing.
Can you drive to this one?
Kita ke
Where are we headed?
Recovery apartemen dulu. Oke. Let's go. Kita lihat dulu lantai berapa dia tinggalnya.
McCaffrey's in apartment 6.
Oke, nomor 6 ya. Nomor 6. 3 sampai 4. Oh, di atas kali ya. Nah, 5 sampai 6. Nah, ini baru LAPD. Open up.
Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Open this door.
Means there's nobody to let us in. You want to do the honors, Phelps?
Tendang sama gua anjing. Nah gitu dong Galway, bantuin gua investigasi.
I doubt it.
Fundamental of critical theory, tai. Nah, ini nih potongan kertasnya nih. Take along before your, yang apa? Yang di tasnya si Evelyn.
Torn from the letter we found beside the body.
With love and
Very least I'd
understanding,
say it
your
ties
mother,
McCaffrey to the scene.
Augusta Summers, your mother. Oh, dari ibunya anjing. Ini ya, ada ituan tuh.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her.
Rolling's Bowling.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Si Grasvenor McCaffrey.
Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the
tinggal di
LAPD, ma'am.
sini.
Do you know where we might
Dan
find
kerja
McCaffrey?
di
I'm his neighbor. Is he in
Rolling
trouble?
Bowling
Look,
situ ya.
lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you gonna give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up for that. A citation at least.
Nah, kan ada apa namanya? Kemeja bercak darah. Awas galway. Bego tolol. Ada petunjuk lagi nggak nih? Nggak ada ya. Udah lah. Nah ini dia nih. Di rooftop anjing dianya.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Running on a hangover, McCaffrey?
Kabur lu,
Sit down
kabur.
and we'll talk.
I'll go get our wheels.
Mau coba-coba kabur lah ya. Anjing emang. Stop right there. LAPD.
You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
Awas tolol ye. Cewek goblok banget anjing. Lu mau kabur kemana cuy? Tembak anjing pala lu nanti. Tackle. Dapet lu anjing.
You're under arrest on suspicion of murdering Evelyn Summers.
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up.
Return to Central for interrogation.
Unless Tiernan set him up. Don't think that asshole Jameson.
Kita ke kantor. Kita
So what's that Dahlia fuck?
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the dog?
interogasi si James
We have a
Tiernan
list of over
sama
200
si Grosvenor
suspects. His
McCaffrey.
name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we?
Karena
Then we can sit down and
dua
put
orang
all
ini
the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
atau salah satu
I'll
dari
hold
orang
you
ini
to
nih kemungkinan besarnya terlibat dalam pembunuhan si Evelyn Summer ini nih.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't
Si
fail me.
Tiernan ada di satu, si siapa? Interview room 1.
Think those Vice boys get in you on the side?
Nah,
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
relationship with
Can you
victim.
describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Lu jangan bohong anjing,
Lying to me
anjing.
and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand
Why
jury
you
before your
fucking
feet touch the ground.
lying? Why
How can you
always
possibly prove Evelyn
lying?
and I were more than friends?
Victim last scene.
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later?
And there's no one who can confirm this.
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Victim's book found.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
Bener jawabnya yang
We either
bener.
hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
kita gertak dulu cuy, biar
McCaffrey's
dia jawab.
been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute. But, I'm not
Udah
so sure.
kayaknya ini fix nih. Si pelakunya si Grosvenor McCaffrey ini sini.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I
Kalau
don't
si
know what happened
James
last night.
Tiernan ini kayaknya
I don't remember.
suruh-suruh aja ya. Aduh, lu jangan bohong.
You're lying, Tiernan. You'd been fighting with her. You fought, and
I'm not lying. She got up and left. That was it.
The fuck you doing, bruh? Nih.
she left, but she came back. She bought you a quart of whiskey to make it up to you. She told the liquor store owner. You're in deep trouble, buddy.
She said she loved me. She wanted to care for me.
Aduh, gara-gara cinta lah cuy, sakit hati.
McCaffrey was a writer, McCaffrey was a hero, McCaffrey cared for the little guy.
Oh gitu, jadi ternyata motifnya dia tuh jadinya cinta cuy sama si Evelyn. Cuman si Grosvenor McCaffrey ini nih tuh ibaratnya apa ya? Kayak kita temuin tuh kayak dapat piagam atau piala, terus penulis buku gitu-gitu. Mungkin dia lebih sukanya sama si Grosvenor McCaffrey ini dibandingkan sama si James ini gitu. Jadi dia kayak jealous lah, cemburu gitu cuy.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
Well, we use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Oke. Penjarain siapa nih? Kita leave
Evelyn
introgression
was
dulu.
missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan.
Kita ngomong
You're
dulu.
not clear.
Kita interogasi dulu nih si McCaffrey ini nih. Interview room 1, interview room 2 mana ya? Interview room 2. Interview room 2. Nah, ini dia nih.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Alibi for McCaffrey.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
Alibi.
I was at
Alibi.
home, writing.
Alibi apa alibi sih sebenarnya? Gila, bangsat lo. Jangan bohong
You're
lo
lying,
anjing.
McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
Torn letter.
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
After you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
Nggak tahu. Jelas-jelas surat,
I don't know.
potongan suratnya
If
ada
I
di
didn't put it there, somebody else did.
meja lu, di atas meja lu
Try
anjing.
exercising your powers of
Di
deduction.
apartemen lu monyet. Goblok. Akses to tire iron.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
Jangan bohong lu,
I
tai.
don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
Oke. Nih. Buktinya nih anjing.
Tiernan is prepared to testify that you threatened Evelyn's life in his presence.
Ini
Self-preservation.
gue masih rada bimbang nih ya. Yang pokoknya poinnya yang bersalah nih antara masih kedua orang ini nih, antara si Tiernan sama si McCaffrey ini nih.
Tiernan went to you for help. You expect me to buy that?
That's how it went down. I told him he made a terrible mistake, but he would be throwing his life away if he went to the cops. I took his things
Kita mesti
and
tanya
told him I
dulu
would
nih.
dispose of them.
Tanya lagi sama si
Speak to Tiernan.
si James nih, si James
give it up.
Tiernan nih.
The only reason some people get lost in thought is because it's unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
Kita telepon dulu.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks.
Oh gitu. Dia catatan kriminalnya tuh hampir rata-rata membunuh perempuan sampai mati. God damn, you son of a bitch. Kita tanya lagi nih si siapa? Si James nih. Ini ruang 2, ruang 1 ya. Tanya dulu nih.
You spoken to McCaffrey? I can go. It's all been cleared up.
Tar dulu.
We have one more question
Buru-buru
we need to
amat
ask,
lu boy.
James. Then I think we
Santai aja dulu.
Go ahead.
Rokok dulu no, ada asbak anjing. Events prior to murder.
So Evelyn passed out, and you walked out. What happened next?
I woke up in the morning,
Terus
very hungover. I thought Evelyn would have come back.
lu kenapa sih pembohong gitu loh?
know you're
Jawab
lying,
jujur
James. You went out
lah.
looking for
Jujur.
Tell me what
Janganlah
really happened.
bohong, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about. How can you say I wasn't in that hotel room?
Si McAfee nih, McGavris nih yang bilang.
You wound up at McCaffrey's. You were still incredibly drunk. You passed out on his floor. It's time to tell me what really happened.
McCaffrey woke me up the next morning.
Terus
And he showed me the lug wrench and the letter and the box.
Mm-hmm.
And he said I came in with him last night.
Oh jadi emang bener tadi pernyataannya si siapa?
He said that I
Si
killed Evelyn.
Grosvenor McGavry itu bilang dia
then it was all over the radio.
emang nggak tahu soal menau cuy
Yeah, he would
tentang
protect me.
surat dari ibunya tuh. Surat ibunya si
And I don't
siapa?
know,
Evelyn
Detective, for the life of me,
Evelyn
I can't
Summer.
remember a goddamn thing. And
Ternyata doi
I was
gitu
angry
cuy.
with her. Really angry. I
Yang
could have
nyobek.
done it.
Nyobek kertasnya. Terus seolah-olah tuh ditaruh di mejanya. Jadi supaya apa? Seolah-olah dia yang paling salah gitu. Ntar dulu ya.
Wait here.
Gua balik lagi. Ntar gue balik lagi anjing.
Guy gave his wife
Tanya lagi nih si
say all fair in love and war. Mouthpiece tore scripts off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out.
military service.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
Lie.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do
Nah,
you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
nih. Lu itu punya catatan kriminal, coy. Ya nggak?
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore! She tried to steal from my wallet! I could have fought for this country! I could have...
You beat her because she stole from you, because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant
Iya.
audacity of the bitch! What is
Bukan
a man supposed
semata-mata
to
karena
do? Sit there
dia
and
mau
take it?
maling dompet lu
How is
terus
a
lu
man supposed to
bunuh,
call himself a
anjing.
man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her!
Udah lu. Udah.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself.
Dia udah ada bentak-bentak gua cuy. Mendingan yang tadi tuh si James Tiernan itu.
Congratulations, boys, you bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot.
Dia masih minta inilah, minta ada rasa bersalahnya, minta ampun ke Colpelsnya. Ini udah sok santai gitu, sok bijak gitu. Diteken dikit gitu, ngamuk doi anjing. Apa? Dendam, benci, tai lu. Fuck the studio secretary Mulder. Alright. Clues found. Wah, 17 dari 17. Question correct. 15 dari 15 pertanyaan. Itu kejawab semua ya, benar semua. Vehicle damage 0, injuries 0, city damage anjing. Iya, gara-gara tadi tuh siapa yang si Grosvenor McCaffrey itu si James Tiernan nih, tadi kabur pakai mobil ya. Properti banyak yang hancur gara-gara dia anjing. Kita ngejar-ngejar, bangsat lah. Oke, mungkin segitu dulu video Noire episode kali ini. Ini episode berapa ya? Episode 11 ya. Makin lama makin kesini ceritanya tuh semakin apa ya, menarik lah buat gua ya kan. Oke, jangan lupa share, like, and subscribe. Gue Iqbal Nuriksan. Adios amigos. Peace.